stream started.
Okay, I didn't notice. I just noticed the Monica hair, and I'm like, ooh, interesting.
Alright. Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Ah, awesome! You're really sweet, Michi-san. You know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Oh shit. A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Michi-san. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is the one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Michi-san in the classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica. Didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know. Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him.
She was gonna make cupcakes.
In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Michi-san? The girls have a few desks arranged around to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but I'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make sure the club is fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard starting a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can really grow this club before we graduate. My voice. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Hee, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. Yeah? That's not. Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, you know. I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Michi-san, what kind of thing do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't have a good way of answering that.
Like Warhammer 40K, double Warhammer Fantasy.
I've read some Warhammer fan fiction, you know, when I get bored.
Never the fan fiction. Manga.
No, you write the fan fiction, right?
Mayhaps. I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri twists the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
Foreshadowing.
I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp onto something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, you might as well be having a conversation with a rock. I expected that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. Ugh, I hate horror. Oh, why is that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over me for a split second. Never mind. That's right. You usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Well, what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind the last club meeting. It looks like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. And give that back. Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Yeah, well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No. Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like him. I'm not a very confident writer yet. I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experiences too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Michi-san? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls still back at me with dejected eyes. But, I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Mitsu-chan. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4, and I've been trying really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation, and besides, the con itself seems pretty relaxed. So for any poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls. Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girl's eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Michi-san? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you're really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Michi-san, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monica looks over at me once more. Michi-san, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Hee hee hee. Yeah. I can really impress the class star Monica with my Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. Wait, I got that backwards. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight.
Is anybody else other than me super on edge about what is probably right about to happen?
I'm staring at it. Oh. Okay.
Okay. What I was going to say, was kind of a relief there. Is anybody else on edge with the random screen glitches that are happening?
A little bit.
It's like a jump scare, almost.
I'm sure it's just Discord glitching. I don't think that stare at a doll will ever jump scare us. Kick, kick, kick.
Are we going for Yuri again? Or
Of course.
Yuri. Disarray. Oh, you know what I didn't notice, but I'm noticing now? The little chibi girls on the side bounce when you pick a word they like.
Yeah. Hi again, Michi-san. Glad to see you didn't run around us. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I keep my word. Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Michi-san. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Okay, that was glitched, right? Oh, come on.
That was bad. You know, Discord artifact. Could be the stream.
Like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what. But if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. I can't even read that. Natsuki certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps making a collection in the club room. Is this supposed to be unreadable?
Probably.
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and Manga. Manga is widower. Swiftly defeated, Natsuki pops back into her seat. I'm Kaori, Michi-san. I'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointed glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait. I didn't mean it like that. Ooh, if you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, a vice president and all, that it should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew! Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club, but that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry, I was just spacing out. I muttered this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just reading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to read some more of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you came to have two copies of the same book. Well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday, that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy two of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well, I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison, and the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively beating people by cutting off their limbs and evicting them to...
Yeah, spoiler alert there, Yuri.
That might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm way into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. That's kind of dark, isn't it? You made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of tween, Michi-san? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's not into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be so completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a different, strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people, and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly, I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body... It does not... It did not... it wasn't me. It skipped automatically.
Oh, wow.
And it doesn't let you go back, I don't think.
You're What does history do?
What does what do?
If you click the history button, what's it do? It doesn't show up. Ah.
I've kind of forgot to pay attention to other people, so I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. Please stop me if I start talking too much. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. The least I can do is listen. It's a literature club after all. That's true. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Yes! I mean, you don't have to, but... What are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieve the book that I put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel a presence over my shoulder as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing. Maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri's in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. Looks like she's reading from my book instead. Sorry! I was bathing in the feeling of your body! Yuri, just really apologize a lot, don't you? I do. I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean, Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book between the two of them. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes the left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it turns the But I'm holding it like this. We're huddled even closer than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Yeah? To turn the page? Sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. I glance over at Yuri's face, and again our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me. Yeah. Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey Yuri, this might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Yeah? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking of the way she second guesses everything she says and all that. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that. Look at her face. Her face is really disturbing. We didn't even get that far yet.
I think I've made a connection. I can share if you want, but...
Sure. Theories aren't spoilers.
No, these aren't spoiled. Okay, yeah, fair. She's really into knives, isn't she?
What makes you say that?
Because she told us last time.
I forget. I don't have good memory. So I don't know...
Just finishing my theory here. She relates to the limb choppy part, and she's into knives. I wonder what might happen. Anyhow, that's my theory.
So I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Eh? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright, don't push yourself. Wait, what, did her face, like, light up within there? Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Michi-san, did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything? Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure you didn't do anything to her. Nothing. Haha, don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our problems with each other? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd start without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left on the book, then slip it into my bag. I should start with Monica. Yesterday she seemed eager to read my poem and I wanted to know I'm putting in effort. Hi, Michi-san. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new on everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things that we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright. I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Michi-san. We're all a little bit embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Michi-san. I was going ooh in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you going for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just okay, I'm done. It's like totally detached from reality. I don't mean it like it's a bad thing though, but sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy whenever you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for some social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. What, did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always find that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But he wasn't even looking at me. Confused, I frantically glanced at my surroundings, but my burned eyes could no longer see color. Are there others in the room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what do you think? It's very free-form, if that's what you call it. Sir, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. That's okay. Yeah, that kind of style always has been gotten plenty popular nowadays. There's a lot of poems that have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. has been kind of influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany. Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica writing of tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something drawn down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today.
Is she referencing that special poem from earlier? With the big dot of ink in the middle?
Don't know. Thanks for listening.
Huh.
As Yuri reads the poem, I noticed her eyes lighten. Exceptional. Eh, what was that? Did I say that out loud?
I'm not sure that's such a good idea.
Oh god, I forgot.
The worst poetry in the universe.
Siri, I said Yuri, not Siri. Turning off phone. Yuri first covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. Ooh, he's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Well, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. It just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her finger along the words in the poem as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah, okay. That is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually more typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing is I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and then they form the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are many different types of skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as if that's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. And must be this one, the last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present, but living in the past. The light flickers, I flicker back. I'm sorry you have such terrible hand waiting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Ah. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest, since it's your first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Michi-san. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you only did glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in a last place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. Yeah? It's nothing really. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah, if anything I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Michi-san. Me too. Okay. Michi-san, if you're not going to take this cub seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, do you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I gotta share mine now. Knowing you'll probably think it's stupid. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's too easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening, so I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice things about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it all flat on purpose. It helps to bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Phew! I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was all a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Eh? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Michi-san did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And Michi-san liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. Eh? It's not what Ooh. You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Michi-san appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know you didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that sure of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Michi-san started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. Taking your own securities on others like that. You really act as you look, Natsuki. Me, look who's talking, you wanna be edgy bitch! Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend! See? Just saying that proves my point! Most people want to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know? If you don't want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude! You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality is by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try! Well, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri! Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Michi-san hear everything you really think. I'm sure it'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she's noticed I was standing there. Michi-san? She's trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How did I get dragged in this? I really don't agree with that. Yay! What the fuck? We closed the game.
Crash?
We closed the game. I didn't do that. What the fuck? What the hell? I don't understand.
Well, I guess load it up again, and I'm sure we're gonna see something. Like, given the lead up to that, I'm almost guaranteeing that was a planned crash, or like a planned quote-unquote crash.
Well, we're at the same spot as before. I'm gonna Google Doki Doki ending.
Don't do it! You're gonna spoil it! Don't spoil it!
Why? What else are we supposed to do?
I don't know. Can you share your screen again? So I'm not seeing on this screen.
Oh, I guess I can just like blitz through everything. Skip. Ah!
I can't see your screen anymore.
I don't know why.
Could you stream it on Discord again? Did something happen that...
I mean, I don't know if it was the same glitch as before, or if it was a new glitch.
It's probably new.
I think this is new. Okay.
Wait, did you load from the previous save state?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we shouldn't have done that, but...
No, I initially loaded it from it too.
Okay. Keep going, I guess. But like, just go pretty quickly.
We never saw that line before, did we? I don't remember this line.
It was there.
It was there? Okay. Yeah. Ah, that's new. No, that was there before. Okay.
was definitely also there before.
Oh.
Convenient. Yeah, I think we've definitely seen this. And I'm just gonna show I love you. Pick a thing to impress, I guess, Yuri.
Okay.
This is all the same. Can we recall Leroy?
Oh, Leroy's not on?
Yeah, he's saying on Facebook that the call dropped. Although I think that part of like when the game did the thing after you agreed, I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to do that, but then you're gonna have like when you open it up again, you're gonna have to share with us some more. We could.
You guys there?
Testing.
I hear you.
Leroy's on mute.
I don't know why is the screen sharing working?
Yes. I hear the music and the screen share. We can probably skip this part again.
If it happens again, I'll Google Doki Doki Crash.
If it happens again, what happens when you reloaded the game?
Nothing really.
Well, remember when Sayori or whatever her name was ended, and then we had to start it up over again, and it did something different? I feel like
it
it's something
didn't seem
like
to do that. It didn't seem to be that way.
Well, let's see. I wouldn't Google it because I feel like that would spoil.
I don't think Googling Doki Doki Crash.
Hello.
I'm not gonna Google ending. I'm gonna Google Crash. I don't think that'll spoil much.
I'm pretty sure that it's part of the game.
Well, we're about to find out, maybe.
Yeah. I think if it crashes again here, it's definitely part of the game. Leroy, have you seen this part? Right?
It crashed.
Can you load it up again?
It opened up like an error report or something. It says, "I'm sorry, but an uncaught exception occurred while running game code."
Okay, that's not what the.
Why didn't I save
That's not
it
what the
before?
exception report say. Can you share your screen again? Can we see what you're seeing?
Well, the game was closed. I have to open it again.
Right. But I'm pretty sure that this is like still part of the game. I just can't see anything off your share. Maybe I'll pull up the stream.
I turned it back on now. But look, everything seems the same as before.
Okay, what if we do load gear? Interesting. Huh. Maybe we have to agree with Natsuki.
Maybe. I should have saved. Why didn't I save?
Oh, because we didn't think about it. But we can skip all the way.
God damn it.
Yeah, it makes sense actually. I think that we have to agree with Natsuki. Because if anything, this game seems to like to railroad us into stuff. And that is a very, very unsubtle way of railroading a simple choice.
Yeah. Oh shit, it doesn't let you save when you're...
Natsuki then.
Well, it didn't crash yet.
Hello?
What is going on? Ah! What is happening? Hey, Michi-san. Why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? What is going on? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some president I am, right? I can't even run my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes.
Maybe now's a good time to save?
Yeah, true. Ah!
But that's an ignore. Maybe you can't save.
Okay. I don't want to quit.
Hit ignore. It'll probably take us right back to
No.
maybe open?
What do you mean open?
Or maybe you just can't save. Did it crash?
Yeah. Okay, didn't like that. Fuck.
I think what it's telling you is that you can't save.
Oh, you
At that
stupid
point in
ass
time.
game. Ah,
You know, I'm increasingly suspicious that it's all part of the game. Given the fact that it has really good ratings on Steam, And like if it crashed in the middle for no good reason, people would complain about it. This is like an absence of evidence is evidence kind of thing.
I'm choosing randomly this time.
Can you share again? Because every time the game crashes, we lose the Discord history. Thank you, sir.
Wait, what?
Oh, this is new!
Or no, maybe it's because I chose the poem differently.
Possible.
Looking for something in there? Fucking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf. Manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes. Manga is one of those things where you can't admit that you're into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the other side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips a volume right into the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. I get a closer look at the box set she's admiring. Parfait Girls? It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. If you're gonna judge, you can just do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Michi-san. Consider this a lesson straight from the... Don't judge a book! In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hands. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in a colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly mo. Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Eh? Why is that? I guess it's easier to be closer together. I think I'm gonna skip.
Or at least like skip reading it. We can like, really quickly read.
What the fuck is happening?
Whoa! We maybe need to slow down so we can read that. There we go. I don't... Okay. Some very strange medium awareness is happening, I think. It seems to me like this might be one of those games that messes with the like game environment for effect.
Hey! Okay. Jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here. Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper. I told you not to give me... She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth. Don't worry, Michi-san. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her. Anyway, why don't we all share poems now? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just because we chose a different poem.
Alright, well, let's see. Let's keep going. Because this may be new. Okay, you can save this time.
This is all the same. Yeah, it's just because of the poem we chose. Come on. I want it. Progress.
She was telling us something new about Natsuki. Okay, that's the same poem. Yuri's gonna hate it, so this is gonna be new.
Yeah, but I don't really care. I just want to continue.
Natsuki's gonna like this one.
Okay, we tried.
I think it's gonna be Natsuki. Ignore it.
What the fuck? Okay. You guys there?
I'm still here. I feel like there's a thing you have to like, because we got to the part with Monica in the hallway somehow, and I wonder if it's part of the game to figure out how to keep getting there.
Hmm.